Here is a question that almost nobody asks out loud. If someone handed you $250,000 today and told you that you had to spend every single dollar on one car, either an Audi R8 or a Lamborghini Huracan, which one would actually put you in a better financial position 5 years from now? Most people answer that question in about 2 seconds flat, and almost all of them get it wrong. Because what looks like a simple choice between two luxury cars is actually a decision that can cost you or save you close to $100,000 over time. And the brand that wins that math problem is probably not the one you're thinking of right now. Here is why this matters right now. The luxury car market has shifted dramatically over the last 3 years. According to data from automotive valuation firms, exotic car prices spiked during 2021 and 2022, and a lot of buyers who rushed in during that window are now sitting on vehicles worth significantly less than what they paid. If you are thinking about buying into the premium or supercar segment even as a dream purchase, understanding the real cost difference between these two brands could protect you from a mistake that takes years to undo. Most people who talk about these cars online focus entirely on horsepower and styling. Almost nobody talks about what happens to your bank account after you sign the papers. That is exactly what we are going to get into today, and it is the kind of information that dealers and finance managers are never going to volunteer to you. If you want more videos that actually break down the numbers behind big automotive decisions, go ahead and subscribe right now. We publish this kind of content regularly, and it is completely free. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss one. So let's start with the number that hits hardest. Depreciation. A new Lamborghini Huracan comes in at roughly $230,000 to $280,000 depending on the trim and options. According to industry sources, the average Huracan loses somewhere between 20 and 30 of its value within the first 3 years of ownership. That means you could be looking at $50,000 to $80,000 in losses before you even think about selling. Now compare that to the Audi R8, which starts at around $160,000 for a base V10 model. The R8 depreciates at a similar percentage rate, but because its starting price is lower, the raw dollar amount you lose is significantly smaller. Over 5 years, the gap in depreciation losses between these two cars can easily reach $40,000 or more. That is a full year of salary for a lot of people, and it disappears simply because of the badge on the hood. Here is something that makes this even more interesting. The Audi R8 and the Lamborghini Huracan actually share the same 5.2-liter V10 engine platform. They were built on the same architecture, so in many cases you are paying an extra $70,000 to $100,000 over the R8's price tag almost entirely for the Lamborghini name and the sharper body styling. That is money that goes straight to zero the moment you drive off the lot. Now let's talk about what it actually costs to keep one of these cars running. This is where a lot of buyers get blindsided. A standard service interval for a Lamborghini Huracan oil change, filters, fluid checks can run anywhere from $1,200 to $2,500 at a certified dealership, according to reported owner data from enthusiast forums and automotive review sites. A major service, which typically happens around every 15,000 miles, can push past $6,000. Tires alone on a Huracan can cost $3,000 to $5,000 for a full set because of the wide, low-profile performance specs. The Audi R8 is not cheap to maintain either, but its service network is broader, its parts are more accessible, and reported annual maintenance costs tend to run about 30 to 40 lower than a comparable Lamborghini. Over 5 years, that maintenance gap can add up to another $20,000 to $35,000 out of your pocket. Then there is insurance. Exotic car insurance for a Lamborghini Huracan reportedly runs between $4,000 and $10,000 per year, depending on your driving history, how you store the car, and how many miles you plan to put on it annually. For an Audi R8, the premiums are lower, typically in the $3,000 to $6,000 range per year again, because of the lower replacement value and slightly broader repair network. Over 5 years, you could be looking at a $10,000 to $20,000 difference just in insurance premiums between these two cars. So when you add it all up, depreciation, maintenance, and insurance, The 5-year total cost of ownership on a Lamborghini Huracan can realistically run $80,000 to $140,000 more than a comparable Audi R8 experience. And remember, both cars share the same engine DNA. Both will do 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Both will turn heads at every single stoplight. The question is not which one looks better in a photo. The question is what you are actually paying for the difference, and whether that difference is worth it to you. Here is the part nobody wants to admit. A lot of people who buy Lamborghinis are not buying them because the driving experience is dramatically superior. They are buying the logo. They are buying the reaction they get when someone asks what they drive. And there is nothing wrong with that, but you should go into that decision with your eyes open, knowing exactly how much that logo costs you per year compared to the alternative sitting right next to it. Here is your question for the comments today. If the Audi R8 and the Lamborghini Huracan share the same engine and both do the same job on the road, would you still pay the extra $70,000 or more just for the Lamborghini badge? Drop your honest answer below because there is no wrong answer, and the conversation down there is always worth reading. If this video made you think twice about how you evaluate luxury cars, subscribe right now. Every week we put out content that gives you the real numbers behind the biggest automotive and financial decisions you will ever make. The subscribe button is right there. It is free, and it might save you a serious amount of money on your next car.